What's up, YouTube? It's Code Demo back here with another video. If you guys are new here, please feel free to subscribe button, maybe stick around, join the community. And if you like this outdoor style of content, leave me a like. We've changed the username from Code Demonstration to Code Demo. If you like that, please let me know in the comment section and share your thoughts below in the comment section because I'm really eager to connect with people that are subscribing to the channel. Today, I'm going to be discussing some of the major takeaways I had after taking a break from social media for a year. And I honestly don't want this to sound like I'm criticizing anyone who does use social media, because we all have discernment and restraint over allowing our phones into our life or not that much into our life. And some people are better at managing it than others, but I know there's something that I struggled with, so I want to talk about it. I want to start us off with a quote by Theodore Roosevelt, and that is, "Comparison is the thief of joy." I closely identify with this quote now after removing myself from the social media scene, seeing how I was allowing influencers that will post on these social media platforms consistently daily to influence my perception of reality by just being so immersed in the phone. One thing I do want to say here is that on average, Americans spend, 7 hours on a digital device. The world, it's, under 7 hours. It's like around 6 hours. If you guys are tuning in from a surrounding country or nation, hello from the States, please drop a comment down below where you're from. It was the algorithms that were so addicting, keeping me hooked. I realized that it was my mind slipping into an unconscious setting, and that's also going to be something that I talk about in this video. We don't know the sacrifice that it took that person who is posting on, the various forms of social media. We don't know what that person sacrificed to get in the position that they are able to now record and share with us. And some creators are nice enough to share that journey and show how we could also do it as well, but no one's life journey is cookie cutter. You can't take one person's success and try to do the exact same thing and implement it and expect it to work for you, because we're all traveling down a different journey. More to that, the motivation aspect of it all. After detaching myself, I quickly began to realize that the hundreds of influencers that I would open myself up to while scrolling amongst my phone, I was allowing my brain to unconsciously be programmed. We all have to sacrifice something in our life, whether we like it or not, and the same applies to people who are influencing us on the back end. They had to sacrifice to make this a reality. This isn't some script that I prepared. It's just some notes and some general ideas that I want to hit. Finish out sacrifice. I want to make sure that we are mindful of all the things that go into producing a video and getting us the colored pixels that we see on our phone, because a lot goes into it, and that journey is the real value. Is we are skipping that step, that journey, the way some of this stuff is displayed to us with luxurious lifestyles, people living a lifestyle and posting their lifestyle content. It's more so like, I've worked for this, I have it, you don't. Not all the time are those people willing to share what they did and the sacrifices that they made to get themselves to that position. That's where I think the real value is. I started to realize a lot of the content I was consuming wasn't of substantial value. On to my next point, which is fishy manifestation. I realized that when I was younger, I was a lot more impressionable, and whenever I would see collages of a lifestyle and they're in their fancy car, living their fancy lifestyle, and they're compiling all these into one video, that removes that inherent chase of the journey that we all will have to explore. Now, where we get in that journey depends on who you are as a person, your motivation levels, what you expect for yourself, what level you set for yourself. I found that manifestation talk would be more so like this post so that you can manifest this lifestyle. Double tapping that post isn't doing anything. So, I was naive thinking that doing the actionizable steps in real life is gonna get you closer to that lifestyle, closer to manifesting that lifestyle, because you're doing the work needed to produce that life. I just definitely want to make sure that we're not falling into any weird or fishy areas of manifestation online, because that's like a growing community, and I'm not knocking it. I do think it's just a little interesting because it's not giving people real value. So I want to close out topic number one, a driving analogy. If you're driving down a highway, you shouldn't be looking over in other people's lanes, comparing your car and your speed to what other people are doing, because you don't know where they came from in their journey and what has them moving with that momentum or that speed while you're moving at your speed or your momentum. Only you know that, and you're in control of that. You can't look over at other people and compare yourself to them and what they have and what they've done at at whatever age, because you don't know the journey that it took them to reach what they're sharing with you. I want to go ahead and get into the second takeaway, which is the mental relief that comes with removing these social media platforms. I hear a lot of people talk about feeling stuck or feeling like directionless. Honestly, I feel like it's just because social media overstimulates our brain to such an extent to where we feel fatigue after not actionizing any steps, any progression towards our own future success. You know, removing these distractions, I was able to understand, all right, I need to be doing X, Y, and Z so that I can be in pursuit of my dream, ideal lifestyle. Removing these apps allowed me to shine a spotlight on myself and make sure that I was doing the actionizable steps to get me to whatever lifestyle. And also it allowed me the clarity to be working towards my goal, because I realized on social media, there are side quests, side jobs, side hustles, whatever you want to call them, that are working for other people, but are just distractions for you. And you learning more so about this side quest or this side hobby or this side job, pulling from your attention where you could be investing that into what your actual pursuit is and what your actual interest is. So that was a huge clarity removing these apps, because there was no more distraction for my brain to chew on. So you guys let me know down in the comment section below, what glasses do you like better, clear glasses or do you like the orange glasses? More closely aligning with my emotions. While I was on these social media platforms, some of the influencers that I closely followed and kept track of, some of the opinions that they would have or form or hold, I would somehow find myself in the same boat with them. That's just the unconscious brain being influenced, honestly. Yeah, I could agree with them to a certain extent. I'm not gonna allow someone else's mindset and belief systems be held true to my reality. I want to talk about how as a society we're getting so digital to where, like, you know, triggering or feeling triggered by a post is becoming common, but there is certain posts that shouldn't be online. But the bottom line is that we are in control of our own emotions and our reactions. We shouldn't allow anything to frustrate us or infuriate us to such an extent to where we lose control over ourselves. That wouldn't happen to me necessarily. I'm ashamed to be a fan, got me lying to my friends. I wouldn't find myself getting infuriated, but after seeing a post that I didn't necessarily like, I shouldn't feel any residual emotion after closing that application. Continuing the mental relief, I want to talk about discernment that I gained over my unconscious and conscious brain. While I don't have 100% over when I'm in an unconscious state or a conscious state of thinking, I realized very quickly after taking a step away, those moments where I was just scrolling on my phone and I'd snap out of it and I'd have, you know, the reality would hit me that I have X, Y, and Z assignments to do. That was me switching from an unconscious state into a conscious state and being alert to, you know, what's around me and the context of where I am with things. Taking a break allowed me to be more mindful of whenever I'm just in an unconscious going through the motions, it just feels right, movements and motions, to making sure I'm doing the deliberate things that I need to do within a day to add and build to my future. With the unconscious and conscious brain, that conceptualization also heavily came from reading Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It's a great read. I recommend that you go check it out. Crazy enough, I just recorded the whole video, and where you guys left off, there was a hard cut. So I am going to go ahead and finish that thought. The unconscious brain and conscious brain, and how that mindset and mentality, that awakening came from reading The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and also watching The Healthy Gamer. He makes more so long form videos on YouTube and I'm sure various other platforms. These are two great resources that I really want you guys to go check out if you guys are interested in the, you know, content and media that I'm consuming. Yeah, to go ahead and summarize, there's just so much more clarity that I have now over the actionizable steps that I need to be doing in my life to get me to my goal, which I feel like social media was blurring or causing a fog. The stronger connection that I have with my emotions, knowing the things that I like and what I don't like, and how people treating me makes me feel. I've been a lot more attentive to my emotions and who I am as a person, rather than, you know, aligning with these other beliefs that are shared and expressed online. So I want to talk about next, productivity and retention. And I don't know if you guys have been noticing the trend, but each time I switch from one talking point to the next, I change glasses. And let me make sure that it's actually still recording. Okay, number 3, and I have productivity and retention level written down. So I want to say that putting down all the various social media platforms cold turkey at one point in time, I was able to increase my output. I was working with my scholarship agency. I was also running and managing YouTube. Same time I was involved on campus, and I was applying for internships and stuff like that. And that's a lot of cognitive output with social media. I just feel like that would have been too much. Deleting that whole social media out of it, and I'm only locked in on my goals and my success and my future. Oh my God, that tremendously improved my output. And to take a step away from the monetary or fiscal gain of, you know, leaving that social media behind for a year and taking that break, I feel like I was able to become a more effective communicator and a better communicator with the people that were in my life and of significance and of importance. Also, I'm not sure if I touched on this earlier in the video, but once you take that initial step away from social media, you see those friends that are really there for you. I like to use the analogy like pouring into your cup, because we all hold potential and have value that we can offer each other. And what I see a friendship as is someone who is there for me and cares for me on a personal level, but also is providing me with value into my cup in ways that they can, and in ways that I can pour into their cup. But you get to see, like, you know, the people who are really concerned or, you know, worried about you. You know, say you have 1,000 followers on Instagram, you know, not, you know, 800 people might not text you. I don't think 800 people are gonna just reach out and say, oh my God, unless you've been managing very good connections with these people and your communication has been to that level. But once you start forming all these connections, I feel like the communication starts to deteriorate, which is why I said that, you know, removing these actually allowed me to be a better communicator. I was talking about the increase in output. So yeah, I just feel like I was just a lot more productive with my time, deliberate drive toward my success. I was a lot more mindful of the journey and a lot more appreciative of the journey. I definitely got into more long form content, got into podcasts, but not only podcasts, because that's digital, and I was really trying to get away from the digital aspect of it all. So I started reading more books, articles, and a lot of scientific publications, honestly. That was because of my internship with Columbia University. I posted a video here if you guys haven't seen that, but you guys get to see that day in the life, but you guys don't know what that journey looked like, what it took for me to get to that position, because it took a lot. And just to give a little bit of perspective, I'm not from New York, so it took me commuting from where I was in the States to New York to make that work. Like, it's not just a 1, 2, 3. There is a time that is expected to be put in. So I'm back. If you guys are wondering what happened, there was a cut in the video and I'm out here today. I don't think I would have been able to secure that opportunity in the internship if I was on social media. So after deleting social media, I would definitely say I got a increase in productivity. I feel like I was 7 to 10xing my productivity, how my 24 hours are spent in a day. If 2 or 3 hours of those are going to consuming social media, that's 2 to 3 hours of the day that you're losing. We all have the same 24 hours. So to give an example, Mark Cuban's day, his 24 hours is spent completely different from how my 24 hours is spent. So being more mindful and intentional over how I spend my time and where I invest time. Also, the retention aspect of it all, I definitely have built that stick-to-itiveness and have allowed things to grow and giving things time rather than expecting immediate satisfaction or reward with very little effort, which I feel like social media is doing, because I mean, it's an instant gratification. I was able to be more mindful of that and be more appreciative of my surroundings and what I have going on around me. So just like that, that's going to conclude today's video. I definitely wanted to get this to you guys, and I hope you guys like this style of content. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe and also leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts were. It's been Code Demo, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.